Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into a lively chat with the wonderful Anna Lopez. We'll be touching on a bit of everything: politics, family life, finances, and much more. So sit back, relax, and let's jump right in.
All right, good evening. How you guys doing? It's real nice to see you back again. I hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving. I think it was pretty nice Thanksgiving. Hopefully for most people it was a pretty good Thanksgiving. As always, like to start the show off with being grateful for something. So again, let's get back to the Thanksgiving. Let's hope that everyone got an opportunity to see the people that they wanted to see. And please, when I talk about being grateful, look around you, look to your left and look to your right. Those people that you see, you got to kind of say, hey, I'm so glad to see you. Because honestly, one day they may not be around for you to say that. So give the flowers when the flowers are here. And this is what we mean when we say ashe. So again, this evening, I decided to bring back a young lady, or rather, she decided to come back. I don't think I had much of a choice in the matter. I'm just waiting for her to come to the door. So whenever she gets to the door, I guess she'll ring the bell. Oh, there she go, ringing the bell. You gotta ring the bell. Okay, hang on a second, young lady. I got you. I got you. Hey, there you go. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm so sorry
Look
for
like you
coming
were trying to
late.
hang out on that bell for a minute or two. What's up with that?
I'm sorry for coming late. I had to really rush down here, but I thank you so much for still having me.
All right. Well, just to let everybody know, this is Anna Lopez, and Anna Lopez hangs out in the Pocono Mountains. But I sounds like I got an echo somewhere, so something's on, like somebody's cell phone or something's on. Oh, hey, there you go. Now we got the voice down. Now we
I was
got our
rushing,
sound
sorry.
down. Okay, so all you guys that are tuning in, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. I mean, it's really a tremendous thing. So when you do tune in, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. We are very much a nonprofit station, so we can do all that we can to stay alive. You know, right now we come out of our pockets to make sure we get this information to you, but we're here to make sure that we get you the information that you need. We talk about taxes, we talk about politics. We have a mental health Mondays with Hope, and she'll be on right as soon as this show is over with. So again, without further ado, which I don't think I have to keep introducing you, Miss Anna Lopez. Let's see what you got to talk about today.
Thanks, and I today I wanted to talk to everyone about. I was out just in so many different meetings this week, and I think what touched me the most is when I heard a story from a woman that she told me that uh, like she felt so bad because the value of her house is going down because she got warehouses being built next to her, and she just kept on, and I was like crying with her because I could feel her pain and what she's going through because it's a legacy she wants to leave for her, for her family, and she felt she worked so hard to attain that ownership of the home, and then just for her neighbors to have um, ownership of the next lot, and then they decide to sell to a developer, and then their house value goes down. So I started to do a lot of research, and I came up with an act that I think really covers a lot. I call it the Homeowner Protection, Community Zoning Integrity, and Environmental Enforcement Act, which I definitely got to work on the title to make it a little bit more. But it's really, I'm super detailed person, so it definitely covers everything that we're talking about in our conversations during the week. First, I want to talk about a little bit about background about this, and then actually the act. Because the purpose of this is to protect the homeowners uh, for clean water and our community health in Monroe County and across Pennsylvania by reforming zoning processes, strengthening environmental enforcement, and defining home values, defending the home values from our warehouse overdevelopment. Because it's not just happening in Monroe. Here are some projects that in my research I found that Monroe County has. Like the first one's in Pocono Township I found with Core 5. It's a Warner Road warehouse of 702,000 square feet. if I got that right. The location is along Warner Road near Stanton Road in Pocono Township. The size that I
I'm
just mentioned
sorry.
is
Let me just make
about
sure I got
in
you
the
correctly. You
lot
said,
that is.
I just want to make sure
Um,
I heard you correctly. Did you said seven
oh,
thousand square feet?
I can't hear you. Why, for whatever reason, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
You can hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. I don't know if you can hear
Okay,
me
let me
though.
see my, I'm having a little bit difficulty with my sound. Let me take this off. Maybe I could hear you better.
Well, at the moment, Anna's trying to get she's having a little technical difficulty, so please bear with us.
There you go.
And just
Sorry.
there you
Sorry.
go. Can you hear me?
I'm so sorry.
All right, can
Yeah,
you
I
hear
can
me
hear you
now?
now. Sorry.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, I
So
can hear you.
I just wanted to get back. What was that about the 7,000 square feet?
Yeah, it's 700. It's
Oh,
702,000 square feet warehouse. That's going up in Pocono Township. And
okay.
it's by Core 5. It's a Warner Road warehouse. And that's including the truck docks, the trailer parking, the car lots, and stormwater basins. So this is how much land they're covering to build, and that's happening in the township, like I said. Now the status, I do have a status of it because DEP did issue an NPDS stormwater permit in early 2025. So the residents in Penn Future have appealed the permit, and they're citing that there's flooding runoff and environmental impacts. And then you have the local people, they're talking about roads that they're already flooding, and residents fear more closures and property damage, um, it's going to happen on their roads because they're building on so much land, and the residents don't feel like the plans are well enough to protect their way of living because the water is so much.
Well, let me ask you the building that they plan on building are they plan on backfilling wetlands and so forth and building on that?
Yeah, mostly everything that gets built in Pennsylvania, and in my research, I found it's always closer to water and to highway junctions. So it adds a lot to congestion and our water problems. Absolutely, and it's not only here. That's like here is more so of what I looked at, and also I have projects that I looked at all over Pennsylvania because it's not unique just to Monroe County, but we're the biggest boom right now in Pennsylvania is here. Because gradually from, I believe what was it, in 2020 till now, and looking back, it grew over 30%.
They
Uh,
say you're scaring me, so I got a water well. Is it safe for me to drink my water, take a shower?
yeah, this would definitely affect that, and there aren't anyone talking about it within our elected officials. They're not really making any real solutions, and that's why I created this act that will protect all of that. Um, just because no one's thinking about it, no one's saying anything, and I'm feeling this pain, and I I just know how to do it. Like so I hope
So
everyone
when
loves
you
my plan as I keep going through it. I'm just going through the background, and I'm sorry, totally scaring you. And I got way more that I think I was.
no, you're doing well. But I want to ask you about this app. Now, you said the app is here to protect you, or is it here to inform you about maybe things that you should do? So, like I said, I got a water well, so I'm not really on the city line water or anything like that. So what may affect them may not affect me, but I need to understand ways of how I can protect myself. Now, I mean, the legal way is nice because that's really good. That'll stop people from, or the larger corporations, let's say, from polluting the water, because that's where a lot of it comes from is the pollution that goes into the water, right? So that has to be done legislatively. Now, for me, as a general, I'm just a regular homeowner. I'm not into the legalities, but I do have a water well. So what do you suggest I do in order to keep myself safe? I mean, the app is great, but on the app, I'm hoping that it has the information to tell me, as a regular basic homeowner, I'm nobody special. I don't live in the city. I don't live in a city environment or urban environment. I live out here in the country. What do I do to keep myself safe? That's what I want to know about.
Yeah, well, This act really covers, it gives power, like the attorney general, to be able to act a lot faster to protect our homeowners when they do have those issues. Because right now you don't have a venue to go to, or anyone has the power to, okay, this company, because of their work, it's destroying my, my livelihood. It's destroying my home, it's flooding my home. The only recourse, yes, is like you're saying, oh, sue them. Now that takes time out of your life. It takes money out of your pocket so that you can rectify something. So this act is going to help relieve that from you, to now get the government to help us, because the government is us, right? So we need to think of these ideas so that we could give powers and directions to our, to our public administrators to be able to act on our behalf, to alleviate that stress and that burden upon us. So that's what one part of this act suggests, that as I go through it, you'll see, I would like the Attorney General to have more power on that oversight, and that, that the fines and things like that, to help support and pay for those, you know, the time that it's going to take in court. Instead of coming out of our pocket, it's going to come out of the corporation's pocket, who made the problem in the first place.
Hmm. So the corporations created the problems. They're leaving
Yeah.
it up to us to solve the problems. Now, you
Yeah.
say you want to do it legislatively. So how would you do that? What steps do you take? Because in order to do it like the way you want to do it, it seems that you would have to be in politics. You'd have to be in a position as to where you have a say so. Like something that you
Right.
want to do. You got to go to Harrisburg to get that done. The
Yes,
type
absolutely. And I can only do that if Coolbag, and only if Monroe County would come together and vote for me, to become a key representative. So I can have the power to take this act and file it. And then when I file it, it only takes one person to file. I don't need anybody else to agree with my idea. Not yet. But at least to file it so that it could go to a committee for discussion, and continue on, so that, I don't think this is going to be easy to get into law. I think we're going to have to do rallies all across Pennsylvania when it comes to this act, because this is something that, not these corporations, we want them to pay. We want them to be responsible. That doesn't come without, action. So I cannot do this alone, and I absolutely have no power at this time. The only power I can get is if people will give it to me, and I'm hoping that me sharing this idea, people would see that, hey, Anna got a great idea. Let's help her, because I cannot do this by myself at all. This is just an idea on paper. The only way I could get it is if people would
Well,
come
I don't know so
together.
much about being on paper. I mean, people like to drink clean water and they like to have clean air that they can breathe in. So, I mean, we're talking about not just something that's written on paper. We're also talking about our survival and how
Yes,
we're
so
gonna live. We don't want to turn into another cancer alley somewhere. But if we are gonna do this, you don't need a petition. You wouldn't need to petition it to get the backing of the people.
yes, first I would have to petition in February. So I'm going to start petitioning in February. February 1st to the 14th, most likely. That date is not hard, it's not in print yet, but based on the primary, it has to be collected a certain time. So the estimated time is early February to collect petitions. I need about 400 signatures or more, because the challenge will come to those signatures. Because unfortunately, here in Monroe County, officials love to challenge and say, oh, the suppression of a vote. This signature does not match original signature card. This person didn't write the address too clearly. So there's voter suppression out here. It's really real. We're going to have to really take our time to write as neatly as we can in a tiny little line that doesn't really help a lot of seniors. So I'm going to have a mirror, kind of like a mirror, where they can see the line a little bit more clearer, so they'll be able to sign more effectively, so their vote can count, because they're petition. They're going to petition with their voting rights, that they would like to see me on the ballot, so that people all together can vote for me if they want to. And yeah,
Now,
that is pretty tough.
just right now in the particular atmosphere that we live in under this administration, um, clean act, the clean air and the clean water. I don't that may be something on the not at the top of the list for people. Right now, people are concerned with how much they coming out of pocket when they go down to the grocery stores, and how much it's costing them for gasoline when they pull up to the pump. They're worried about what school their children are going to be able to go to, because we have a president who wants to do away with the entire education system. Not just fix it up, clean it up. He wants to do away with it permanently. Then you got the other issue, people that are seniors that have been paying taxes on their property for who knows how long. So as long as
Mhm.
you're still paying property taxes, then you're kind of paying rent to the government to live where you are. Like, you have the right to live there. But unfortunately, these people are elder and they're retired, and their income is not the same as it was when they were younger. So we just seem to be under this environment right now where they're not really taking care of the babies too tough, because they want to take away the different fundings from the SNAP programs and the different social programs that are here to help them. And they want to do away with the safety nets that are here to take care of the elderly. Me personally, I think if you reach a certain age, 65, let's get that a number, property taxes should be off the books for you. Just at that, you're a senior. You don't have any children in school anymore. At that particular time, you may have grandchildren or great grandchildren that are in school. How long are we supposed to continue as seniors to continue to pay for the education? And that comes out of our property taxes, part of that. You
Yeah,
see?
and
So
especially
those
with
are the kind of
if
questions
you're
that I like
if
to
you're on
ask.
a limited income, yeah, if you're on a limited income, definitely, and the ones who give you that income are the people who are currently working. So in order to get them to work, you want them to make good wages, right? So that they can fill that bucket of Social Security. Now, if you don't pay your taxes and don't invest in the children, how will they get the education they need to make the money that they should to help support you when you're older? So it's kind of like a cycle of, of renewing. So I feel a lot of us that who are on limited incomes, we wouldn't mind to give that dollar and that reinvestment in our economy as such, if we saw better results. And I definitely feel that because in these warehouses, they're not giving us that they're building the wages that we need to fill that Social Security bucket. It's very low wages there, and most of them, if I even with more research, I could give you all that research that I went through. When it comes to that, because they don't have quality jobs and they're taking away a lot from our environment. You have the trees that are going down with, your air, because you have just this here in Mount Pocono, like in Pocono Summit right here, the Uncommon Center is 1.2 million square feet. It was a former Mount Pocono golf course. It's roughly like, I think the address, it's in Pocono Summit, like in 940. The project there, what's it? It's a center development by New Land Capital Group. So you have New Land Capital Group. The site was purchased in 2022, and the construction completed and nearing completion by 2024. I think it's already been the Mount Pocono Commerce Center that's right there. I think that's the address of it. And the residents and environment opposed to rezoning of the scale, because the scale of the facility, the siting of the green space, I mean, it's atrocious. They have water. I mean, just this first winter when it was there, you had snow that just went all throughout the streets. Ice that was never, ever a problem in that area became a problem. And the township can do all that it can. It needs help. The state has to help the township because we can do but much, right? You pay more taxes. You're renting out your house, to the government, as you say. Well, we need to give them some help so it doesn't give us much higher taxes, because now all they're going to do is charge you more to clear the ice. So we need a solution here. We need a solution, and that's where, and we're not alone. Taconic Township also has another one with 600 square feet, and Lackawanna, going to Lackawanna, you have Archibald and Mayfield and Jessup, uh, Blakely. I mean, they have Century Development warehouses over there, the former coal mine land that's spanning Mayfield and
Mhm.
Archibald boroughs. They have two large-scale manufacturing warehouses building on 230 acres. 230 acres. And I think I
You,
remember
you
seeing
know,
something about.
we're going to take a break in a second, but this is what I like to say. I see that you have a litany of information. You have a
Okay.
one, you are filled with information, but um, I don't want school to get in the way of education. In other words, So what I mean by that is we do have some people that are working very hard for us and throughout Monroe County that are there in Harrisburg that are writing bills and pushing bills, and they're trying to do a whole lot of things, and they're good people. You know, you got people like Tara Probst, she's up there, and a couple other people. They're up there and they're fighting every day. So you as a candidate, and you can answer this question when we come back. So you as a candidate, what do you think that you are going to contribute? What problems do you think that we have now that you're going to be able to solve, and how are you going to be able to solve them? But we'll answer that on the other side. We'll take a little 30-second break, and because you know we got to pay the bills. So we got, hey, y'all, sponsorships is hard to get, so I got to take them where I can get them. Yeah, I'm trying to look for it. It's terrible. Today's one of them days for me. You know, it's just one of those days. But we'll be back in 30 seconds. So sit back, relax, and thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, we're back. You know, IQ Lounge. They're actually a pretty good lounge, and my man Q, his name is Cubanus. He's the coolest brother you want to meet. And when you go down there, you can check out some comedy clubs. He has some really funny people that have come there, like Sean Harvey, and he has always has good entertainment there. He plays the what do you call it, the spades. So if you guys are into spades and you like spades, you want to get into the tournament, he's right there banging for you, always ready to chop it up, and he's a great guy. So, Ann, I'm going to come back to you. If you remember the question that we threw towards you, it's pretty much asking you, you're in a position or you're looking to be in a position. What do you plan on doing it, and how do you plan on making it happen?
Yes, I'm looking into being key representative of the 115th district, and how I'm going to start doing that is one, being on your show. Thank you. Just spreading my ideas. I have lots and lots of concerns, and I have about 15 policies that I'm working on just currently, just to give my ideas of every type of subject, like being on as a PA representative. I mean, right now, I think there's a bill, House Bill 1825, that deals with, I think it's like, it's a policy where people get fired for discrimination, harassment, retaliation, and in hostile work environments that end up like, you know, it's a bill out there, and I think what's missing in that bill and what I can add to it is an unemployment protection to that bill, because as it does help, it's a really, really good bill, and I just, a lot of people, we could talk about the bill too on another show, but this bill is really awesome for that discrimination when you're fired, you know, because of discrimination, but it leaves out that period of what happens when you do get fired. It details what the workplace discrimination, harassment, retaliation. The workers often get wrongly terminated. They're denied or delayed unemployment benefits. Meanwhile, they cannot work because they're fighting an active discrimination claim. Then this creates economic harm for them. And see, I will propose that unemployment protections, and that's something that, as a representative, in I would be able to participate and add that onto their bills. I have really good ideas that can really contribute to a lot of good that is happening in Pennsylvania, because we are doing things that we have never done before. There are representatives like Tara Probst doing wonderful, wonderful work, and I I could just add to it. And it's a very important ad, right? Our unemployment um, system and how we get any type of financial support is in dire need of change. And that can help that, especially in this bill that they're working on currently with discrimination. Because what happens to people when they're discriminated and wrongfully fired? Yeah, we need the protections, as the bill is saying, from the government to help, but at the same time, because it does make a huge change where now the employer has to prove that they didn't discriminate, which is wonderful. Really, really great, because The burden now is shift. It's not on me having to prove that they did something wrong. They have to prove that they didn't do anything wrong. And so that's a wonderful, wonderful shift. I'm so, so grateful for that. Like, so grateful when it comes to discrimination in Pennsylvania. But what is missing, like I said, is unemployment. So that when they could get benefits once they're unemployed, and it has to be, approved, quicker. And other states are doing it that way. I mean, it won't be something new to the United States to do. I mean, New York does it. California, Washington State, Minnesota, they're all doing this already. But it would guarantee unemployment eligibility. That's something when you're hit with discrimination, you don't get that within your unemployment benefit. So
Yeah, I didn't mean to hit you with such a hard question. I know
no,
it came at you that way because I do realize, and I guess it just kind of fell on me that I do realize that you're looking to be a candidate in a particular district, and that
right, yeah,
means
and I'm not,
you don't have any
I'm not,
control
yeah,
over the whole
so I
picture.
guess I'm
I mean
acting
that
like,
includes Monroe County. You can only talk about the one district that you plan to do things in. So what district is that?
yeah, it's Monroe County. It's 115 districts. But what's happening here in Monroe County, and what I do as a representative from Monroe County, will affect all of Pennsylvania. So, as a representative of the 115th, it's not only my responsibility to help, my voters first, but we're all in the same boat. We all have pretty much kind of the same problems. So, you know, my town would help the state of Pennsylvania by electing me into office. So I could be able to present these type of ideas like the Protection Act, that I believe that is desperately needed within, to be even discussed.
So you're saying that Monroe
Because you
County
see,
is the
our work
leader?
on,
Is that what Monroe County is the
yes,
leader? And as Monroe County goes, Pennsylvania goes? It's something like that?
well, I believe that we're very bold here in Monroe County, and we really do lead. I would have to say I'm sorry. I guess Pocono Mountain School District. I'm a school board director in Pocono Mountain, and we have absolutely led in Pennsylvania. We have done so much work. While I've been elected on that seat, that's been ahead of the times. So we are leading, and it's great for the country, for the state. We go cross country to do our professional development as school board directors, and when we're in sessions, we're constantly giving advice and sharing our information of what we've done. When we had an AI policy for our kids way before, the AI was a thing. And our whole thing with AI and how we screen the kids' work, to detect AI, usage, and that stuff that we've led. We have led that. Just in ourselves, we've done it to do the best that we can for our kids, but then other people needed it, so other people followed what we were doing, and that's what made us leaders. We're just doing the best that we can, and it came out great.
Yeah. So with the AI, since you brought that up, what protections? I mean, I've seen so many things now online where the young guys or the young people, they're able to take, let's say, a young girl and parade her around with no clothes on due to AI and send it to their buddies and stuff like that. There's a court case about that. So what measures are in place or that you can put in place to kind of safeguard the children?
Well, the safeguarding that we do have for the kids in Pocono Mountain is more with their work for plagiarism and making sure that we're teaching them and they're learning. So we had just had a school board meeting. I think it was our last school board meeting that we went all through our cyber charters, our cyber school that we have in Pocono Mountain. We were just going over the whole details of how we do that. How do we protect them? Because they're in cyber school, right? So if they're going to take a test, they got to take it in a particular program. And then if they switch the screen as they're doing it, then it detects, hey, you're switching the screen. Where are you going? To try to, if they're trying to get answers for the test. So it's more as a safety guard for the children to make sure that they're learning and we're teaching.
Yeah, I'm from a time you just take the cell phone.
Yeah.
Take the cell phone, the kids, put them in the box. They're right here in the front. I truly believe that that's the way to go. Is because to me personally, I think cell phones have become a hindrance. Some people may say, "Well, we use it for emergency purposes in case we need to call." Or what did we do before we had cell phones and we had emergencies? How'd you get in contact with the parents, or so forth and so on? I mean, these things were done, and we didn't need a cell phone to have to do it. But with the cell phone is a mini computer. It's right there in your hand, and these young people are very good with this stuff. They know their way around these cell phones like oof. They're really good with it, so they can do things behind your back, and you probably wouldn't even know about it. You know, they cheat right there in front of you. You wouldn't know about it. you, you run into those cases?
I'm sure the teachers do. We haven't had any major things that come up to the board that we need to, that we need to work with. So the teachers do a really good job in helping the kids and managing the classroom well.
I guess you'll make a pretty good candidate. I don't know too many of them, but the ones that have met, some of them are good, some of them are not. The one thing I do notice about most of them is that once the campaigning is over with,
Yeah.
once they get into office, and the story changes. All the things that they talked about, they were going to do this and they were going to do that. X, Y, and Z, and then when they get there, the lobbyist comes in, and they actually do nothing but
Yeah.
collect another dollar. There's another paycheck, and we
Yeah.
end up in the same boat that we're in. I mean, I've been complaining about property taxes, and I don't know for since I've pretty much been here. I think it's unfair, and everyone I complain to, every politician I've talked to, and they've all said that, yeah, we're going to do something about it. And then this has been Democrats and Republicans. 'Cause personally, I don't really care about the Democrats or I don't care about the Republicans. What I care mostly about is the policies that are going to be laid down and how they're going to affect me. So local policy, local politics, that's what I'm mostly interested in. So, local politics, the people that are going to make those kind of decisions, let's say like, I don't know, Josh Shapiro and who else? Aaron Davis, these kind of people. Even your senator like Rosemary Brown. You have these different people in there. John Fetterman. These are the people that are supposed to help us to be better, to live a better life. But paying these property taxes, they are not helping anybody that's in my age group. They're not.
Yeah,
You got you got you
I
got
have a lot, like, I definitely feel what you're saying. That's why everything that I do and I say, I publicize it. Like, I have tons that I have to release because I love things in writing and to show you that I'm going to work. Like, I'm going to put these and it's going to be in format that it's just ready to hand in. Like, day one, they're like, Hannah, I'm going to have like 25 different things and I'm handing in that day because we don't have time to waste. We need day one, you need to be able to start your job, and this is what the campaign is all about for me. I want to have everything in writing. I've given out so many policies that acts that I've created to show that I'm really serious. I'm just not going to get into office and not do anything or wait for the lobbyists to come. Now, I'm my own lobbyist, but I have lots of activism experience and things that I love to do, and it's just hearing these stories that like hurt you. It should hurt you, and if you have a heart to do something about it and to sit down and really think and work through it. I just think because of my experience that I'm a great researcher and I'm great at looking out the box and creating a solution that will help everyone. Like you said, it doesn't matter if they're Republican, independent, working families, it's going to help everyone. Like there's this thing for I think the aging committee. They were talking about a grandparent act to help grandparents, like a one-time payment that if they have a, a, a child that has some opioid like issue, that they would grant them like a little stipend out of this fund. That's a great start. But I think it should go further. I think that there should be a grandparent help when you have, grandchildren that you adopt. They stop supporting you. They'll give you a little bit of, help while you're fostering them, but then you adopt them and all the help goes away. I think that's wrong. I mean, it's an extra burden, and we should help the grandparent. I mean, the grandparent.
Again, like I said, we live in a society,
I have
and
a whole
and
policy about it.
well, it's just not under this administration, but we happen to live truly in a society that really don't give a damn about the elderly, and they care less about the youth, because the things that look, they're willing to give big time tax breaks to people who don't need it, and the people that don't need it take it from the people that do need it. That's the type of society that we live in. I mean, that's the honest truth.
Yeah,
This is where
that's
we
a
live at.
society that we let to be created. If we actually vote like we're doing now, and we continue this trend of voting, getting to know people who want to be representing them and voting for them, and getting to a demand of what's your ideas? Let me see it in writing. Let me, I want to, get to know you. And then representatives who want, like me, that I want to become a representative, well, I'm going to go meet you. I'll be at the supermarket, every Thursday. Let's talk. Maybe next time, the next show, I'll be at the supermarket and see who would stop and talk with me, and reach out to them. So they're not coming to me. It's my responsibility to go out and talk to them,
Mhm.
you know. So maybe
Yeah,
our
I
next
asked
show
that
will be
question of a
about
politician one time. I put that question to a politician one time was, if your constituents or the people that you feel that they should be your constituents, the people that are in your district, if they don't know you, whose fault is that? Theirs or that or yours? To me
yeah,
personally, I think it's your fault. And I use an example, like I said, Tara Probst. I mean, she can walk anywhere, man, and people know her.
I don't know her.
Why? Because she's everywhere. Everywhere I've ever been that I've had to do any type of extended work than doing this, any photography, she's been at every event. Not only at the event, she's also members, and she's not like she just became a member so that she can join an organization so she can get their votes. She's always been members of these different organizations, always made contributions. So a person like her, I'm good to go with. If you can be anything like that you can make those type of contributions, then I think you'll be a good politician. Honestly, I think you'll be great at it. You'll be honest about what you do, honest about what you say. Don't lie to the people. And yeah, I always say, not I always say, but I got an opportunity to hang out with a guy named Joe Madison. Used to listen to him every day on the radio. And one of the things that he would say is, put it where the ghost can get it. In other words, when you speak to people, speak to them where they can understand what the hell you're talking about. Because the average person, you start speaking legality and legislation, that goes in one ear and out the other. Most of the average people are not scholars. So they want you to put it where they can understand it. Put it where the ghost can get it. You understand? Talk to people where they are, not above them. Because remember, as a candidate, or if you become a politician, you work for the people. The people don't work for you. Unfortunately, we live in an administration where people think that they're kings and so forth, and that they got subjects that work for them. They forget that they're politicians. They forget that they are
Of
servants of the
service.
people,
They're
okay?
of service. They're of
Of
service.
all of the people.
Yeah.
So on that note, we're gonna cut it short. We're getting close to that 5:30 mark. We got we got the mental health Mondays with Hope.
Oh,
You know, she has to come in, and she's got to put people on there and let everybody know how to be safe with the mental health. So again, I'm gonna let you say goodbye, and because I'm gonna blow you up here on the screen, I'm gonna let you say goodbye, and please let people know where they can find you, where they want to see you again. Let them know where they can see you again, what time and where. Okay,
all right.
here you go, and don't forget to say goodbye.
Okay. Well, Pennsylvania, I appreciate all of you, even beyond Pennsylvania, listening to me today. I did want to leave you with, you can find me on Facebook. Mostly it's Anna Lopez for PA 114. at Facebook. I will be posting all my legislation there, all my ideas that I have in writing that would be ready to go. I will also post when I'm out collecting petitions and when our primary is going to be and where I'm at. I'm here, on the Empowerment Network, and I'm here Mondays at 4 o'clock, of course, to talk to you and bring to you all the different things of what's happened in the week. There's a different story that I would go through every week because I'm out and about with talking to people every day, and a lot of what they say touched me, and I've been working on it for some years. I'm in Pocono Mountain School District. I've been elected official for 4 years. It's on my second term now, a fifth year going, and I'm very grateful for all my supporters. I really am. I've seen the value that I bring to my district and to our children in all these years. I guess I'll leave you with like and subscribe so you can get notifications of when I'm actually live on the show. And I thank you again for meeting with me on Mondays. You have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next week.